I think back to 6 years ago when I was informed that I had breast cancer for the first time, and there are so many things that I wish people would have told me or I would have known about. The first one was my ignorance that men can and do get breast cancer, because I lived with breast cancer in my family with my sister, and even to that point, I never knew that I could get breast cancer, that men could get breast cancer. Um, I would say that if somebody would tell me during my diagnosis that, Mike, I should look into maybe having a double mastectomy as opposed to just having the single mastectomy and not taking away all chances of breast cancer recurrence, but even reducing my chance of recurrence more by not having that second breast or nipple. But I think if side effects of treatment would have been discussed a little more with my oncologist, and maybe other aromatase inhibitors that maybe they were having more success with other men, because my oncologist, I was his first and only male breast cancer patient. He'd been dealing with women for many years, but I was his first male. And I think the both of us were naive. He was naive not to tell me about some of the other options out there. There was no discussion about reconstructive surgery, which I know several men who've had it. I don't know if I would have done it. I was never a male model before. I'm still not a male model. I'm usually the guy on the beach if I have my shirt off with the one nipple over there, standing out in the crowd. But having known more of that, and if there had been support groups, if somebody would have been able to tell me, Mike, you're a male breast cancer patient, contact these resources. In 2010, there was nothing out there online. It took a while until I could find a group where I could talk with other men, meet with other men personally, and to give a little plug to the Male Breast Cancer Coalition.org, of which I'm a member. And I'm going to just show you, we have our little logo t-shirt that says Men Have Breasts Too. It's more a conversation starter just to raise awareness when people ask about it, and it gives me the opportunity to explain to men and women, because I found both groups in some cases naive that men can get breast cancer. And when we attend different, San Antonio Breast Cancer Symposium or ASCO or just health fairs in general, I find so many people still oblivious that men can and do get breast cancer. I live in the Bronx in New York, and I participate in a lot of local health fairs in underserved communities for people, sometimes largely African American or Hispanic communities, who still have no idea that men can get breast cancer, and their spouses, because I'm usually talking to the women, their spouses will refuse to do a self-breast exam or talk about their breasts. And by attending these health fairs and giving out bracelets or bandanas or having the posters and the information there, just trying to raise awareness for men, because so many men are still oblivious to it. And we're the 1%ers. We're 1 out of 1,000 who get diagnosed with breast cancer, and in the United States, that's 2,400 men who are diagnosed every year with male breast cancer. Those statistics come from the American Cancer Society, and out of those 2,400 men, we will lose 440 of those men due to the latter stages of diagnosis, because by the time they do talk to their doctor or maybe see blood discharging from a nipple or severe pain, it's already metastasized to other parts of the body. And so many of these people at the health fairs don't even know what the word metastatic means or metastasize means. And it's an education that I give them about how cancer can travel from a primary location the other parts of the body, such as the brain, the bone, or the liver. And another thing that they're ignorant about is that the husband can pass on the BRCA1 or 2 gene mutation equally as the mother can. So there's a 50-50 possibility that either the father or the mother can pass on a gene mutation to their children. And unfortunately, I know several people who, and men, who have passed this mutation onto their daughters who are, fortunately fighting an uphill battle with either, stage 2, stage 3, some of them are metastatic. It's a horror show, and that's just a lack of education that they don't know that the male in the family who might be predisposed or his family history is that they have breast cancer. So that's what I wish people would have told me when I got diagnosed.